Hello and welcome along to Moss Valley. The stubble in field 32 needs mulching and the winter wheat needs seeding in the GamingFFC field. Will the fertilizer and seed we bought be enough? Let's get farming. Things have quietened down a little bit since the last few months. Really busy time. We've only got 2 tractors really running today. We're going to be running this one, saving ourselves a bit of money on the overall running of things. We won't need a hired worker to do this. There's not a huge amount that we need to oversee today. We are getting ready to get all of our equipment, all of our crops and equipment and everything ready and together to get sold. We are down, well, we've got less than $500,000 to raise still. And I've been having a good look over what we have to sell and what value we've got. Now, looking at our stock check, the barley that we're currently processing, we've got 26,000 litres of that left. That is only worth 18,000. So I think we're going to make a lot more money than that off of the bread. The same goes for our... well, do you know what? I can't find it in here, and I don't know if any sorghum's still left to process. Let's have a quick look in here. Well, the wheat is done, so we'll deactivate that. The remaining wheat we've got is actually for the chicken feed. And then we've got the sorghum is in here, and this is why the sorghum isn't showing up. So actually, we've got 59,000 and 74,000 in here. There's quite a lot of money's worth of sorghum and barley in there. Yeah, it's not getting what we've got in the windmill. 681 at 59,000. It's still only worth about 36,000. Whereas the sorghum isn't even listed on here because all of the sorghum's gone in. So if we look in here, how much sorghum was worth. Yeah, so that is going to be worth about 1,000 a go. And what we have in here is worth about 74,000. So yeah, we need to make quite a bit of money off those. Hopefully that is going to happen and that will all process fine. But it's a lot of money's worth of stuff. That we've got kicking around the farm. It should be doable, and it all depends on how quickly everything gets processed. If we can prove to the bank, I think, that there is stuff still processing, they may let us go on a few months, and we might end up just sort of keeping the farm running a little while that stuff clears. I don't think they'd let us go an entire another year's crop, but you never know. We'll see how things go. As it stands at the moment, I think we've probably got another 2-3 months to let all this process through. We should make a decent amount of money off the canola. The canola's certainly looking at making about 100,000 for us. Let's bring this over, and this goes in the back. So over here, like so. I do like using this now to do this job. We did have the front loader, and the front loader would reach it, but it only does 1 bag at a time, and we can do 4 bags with this pretty much. Now, is this going to fill that up? Yep. So that is more than enough that we ordered there. I'm hoping not to have to order any more from the shop. We ended up with quite a considerable cost here. It's cost us nearly 15 grand for next year's seed, and of course that isn't going to go into the actual bank repayments we're making. It would take an entire year for this to come to fruition, but we need to continue on as if we are going to make it and going to make enough money for this farm to be profitable. Let's get this into here. I think once we've got the hired worker stuff done this month, we will probably end up going and getting a load of the loan paid off. if we can show the bank that we are willing to get a considerable amount of it paid off, they're probably going to be all right with us going a little bit beyond. Just sort of showing that willingness to pay can be quite useful. This is the first bag going in. Need to reverse that off there, and yeah, we'll try and get this in a better position to get both bags going in. There we are, and that's one bag down at the front. Reverse this off a little bit, and it might actually be able to fill that second one. Oh no, in fact, I think we're full. So we need a lot less seeds, but we do need seeds to go into our garden at some point. So this will be a little bit of excess seed, but of course we need seeds to start loading stuff up later. Well, next year, in fact. Let's drop these off here because one's fallen off anyway. Oh, there we are. That will do. Right, so we can head off up to the field now and start getting things started up. Quite a big job we've got to do with this. It is already 9:05, but that's fine. We have 3,600 liters of fertilizer, 2,400 liters of seed. We want to change that to the winter wheat. There we go. And yeah, the winter wheat always does us well. So I'm quite pleased to be getting this in. Unfold our seeder and line ourselves up, and we should have a fairly nice line to go down this side. One of the advantages actually of not having last year's canola field seeded yet is this fact that we can drive across it to get this sorted. Don't want to do too much driving across because we don't want to compact the ground too much, but it does at least give us easy access to this field without having to go down that section at the far end. Right, let's turn on the GPS. Let's turn on the seeder. They're all good. Down it goes. And yeah, away we go as well. We'll line things up. Down a gear. And set our first waypoint. Set the second waypoint, auto width, and away we go. This should be pretty spot on and fairly easy to do. We are doing 150 to 170, in fact 175 kilograms of nitrogen per hectare. So it's quite a hungry field, this. On average, we are using about 5% of the full capacity of fertilizer on here, which is a little bit interesting. We will get 20 rows out of here as a result. So that's not going to be too bad. I think we might have to order some more fertilizer today. That's annoying because we have a large chunk then of our money going towards that, and we could really do with that not happening at the moment. I would really like to be preserving as much of our money as possible as we go into these final couple of months. And speaking of which, one of the things that I've needed to sort on here and have now done is the pigs. We've got 20 pigs at 1,200. We've got more coming up at 19 months, so they'll hit about 20 months. Those should hit £1,000. So that's 40. We've got the pigs here, the landrace, those are 19, so those should come up a bit. And we've got 30 there that are slightly lower. So we have got some money in the pigs. We should make 60 or 70,000 from them at least as well. Something that does concern me a little bit in this top corner is that we've had an area there that has not had any fertilizer put on it. Just seems to have been missed out as the seed has gone over it. I'm wondering if we have a gap in our scanning at that point. We will go and check that out in a moment, but it's just, yeah, that seems a little bit odd to me. Oh, I can see why the super turn version of this tractor works so well, because here it's really, really tight to get this round. I keep hitting the hedge, which I don't mean to be doing. Put that down and start on the next row. And looks like we're going to have a couple of headlands to do with where everything is at the top end here. That's not a huge problem. We're doing alternate rows as well because we're running GPS. And that will bring us back to this side of the field and make it easier for us to actually do the headlands and end up where we want to end up. But to what I was talking about a moment ago, there it is. We have a patch. So these are areas that probably need rescanning. The data has gone horribly out of date. And there's several patches actually across this field that are having issues. So before we can continue with next year, we will have to go and rescan those areas and get the data on these fields back up to date. We're reaching about the halfway point across this field, which means this is taking quite a while because that means we're only about a quarter of the way through this job. And we still got 71% of the fertilizer in here. That's good news. That means that what we've got back at the farm fertilizer wise should hopefully do the rest of this field. Certainly our fertilizer usage feels like it's dropped. We've done a few rows now, and to have 70% of our capacity left is good. There are points at which, especially this end of the field, that we're dropping as low as 120 kilograms per hectare. So that is all actually really good news for us. We should be able to get everything done with what we've got and what we've ordered for this point in the year without needing to worry too much about that. All right, get this lined up, get it down. We'll start on the next row. Something I have forgotten to do though, and I think we need to get doing, is we need to start loading up straw into the heat exchanger, into our heating plant, because if we don't, we're not going to see the money from that straw either. As a result, I'm going to take a few minutes out from doing the seeding. We're going to grab a stack of bales and place them at our heating plant. Oh no, need to pick that up like that. And I'm hoping to get, yeah, if I can get 4 bales here, that'll be good. Or no, a stack of half the bales. So that would be, yeah, we're not going to get as many as I want. We'll start with this higher lot here. Whoa, back that out carefully. We need these flat into this, and we need these equal into this. Nice thing about this bale spike is it's nice and long, so we should be able to go straight through this set of bales and into the other one if we go nice and slowly like that. And lift. Nope. Okay, so these do not go all the way through these bales. It's just the other bales that they went through. That's quite interesting. It means that we can pick up stacks like this, stick them down here. I think all of these will go in, or at least we'll get a number of them in. There we are. And then we'll take the rear stack as well. And yeah, we can take them sideways, but that's going to make it much more difficult for us to get them stacked down there. So a little bit more work and a little bit more care, and we'll do it 2 stacks at a time. Oh, they are really resisting going into that. Try this again. And slowly forwards. Yeah, this stack is not playing ball. They're right on the tips. That's not the best. Bring it down. Push in. And that's got it so much better. No resistance, stuck on the ground, working exactly how I want it to. And we get our first set of grass into the heating plant for today. Or first set of grass, first set of straw into the heating plant for today. And we'll be able to sort everything out a bit later. So it's back to the field and back to the seeding. And it's already 12:30. There's so much still to do here. I think this job is going to take us a couple of days looking at the time and the progress. It is coming up to 1 p.m. Our Falcon is doing a great job, as is our tractor, but we're only doing sort of 6-7 miles an hour. I think we hit maybe 9. Yeah, 9 as we go over the hill and head down towards the bottom there. But as a result, we are only going to get pretty much over to the other side of the field. We might get actually halfway back if we're lucky, but I don't think this whole field is going to be done today, and this is going to be one of those things where we go into a second day to get it done. I'm keeping a close eye on the small heating plant. If that starts to drop below 10,000, you see it dropped and then came back up, so it's still being fed by straw. If that drops below 10,000, then we want to go back and get some more straw fed into it. In the meantime, that seems to be running absolutely fine. And as we tick over into the hour, we see that we made about £2,000, I think, in the last hour, so that's not a bad income. We're almost up to 510,000, which is good. Still quite a way to go. But we do have our productions and our windmills and everything bringing us in some cash and keeping things running. So, yeah, it's really now all about time. Do we have the time to get this money in? And when we get things like the canola sold, because the canola is going to add about 100,000, the pigs are going to add about another 50-60,000, the eggs are going to add about another 50-60,000. We're looking at being well over 700,000. I don't know if our crops and our bread can bring in the remaining amount we need. I think this row might put us about halfway across this field. Looking at the width that is available at the edge there, I think we'll be okay. So I'm going to turn around and start going the other way. It is 20 to 3 in the afternoon, so it's taken us a good chunk of the day to get this far. Let's bring this around here. This is now the more difficult turn because we're going back to the row next door. But I think we're going to be all right. We want to line it up, get into the odd numbered row, and drop down our seeder, and away we go on the way back, and back across the field we go. We'll now see how quickly we can do this. We are just under half our capacity of seeds. In fact, we've only got 40% of our seeds and 44% of our fertilizer, so looks like before we can finish this field, we're going to have to refill this. And our straw has run out in the heating plant. So let's go and get another set of that. There really isn't enough space for me to do 2 stacks from the side here like I'd like to, but we do have a decent amount of straw here. Get all this process through. We have made 510,000 on this hour. That's good. We'll see where we are by the end of the day. All in all, though, I'm quite happy with how this is going. There we go. There is a stack. And a stack of about 3 or 4 seems to be enough. It'll be interesting coming back to it in a bit and seeing if it does just remove all the ones from the bottom on this, and the 4th one is just left there floating in the air. If that's the case, then we know a stack of 3 is the best stack to put in front of this. But our heating plant working as we'd hoped, bringing in some cash and keeping things running, and also getting rid of the straw. Very tempted actually to get some of the straw bales from round the other side by our pigs and feed them into here as well, just to get a little bit more money in. We're reaching the 3/4 of the way, or 3/4 of the way through this field roughly. It has just gone, or it's coming up to 5:10, and yeah, we do not have enough fertilizer or seed to complete this field. So I think what we're going to have to do today is we'll use up the seed and the fertilizer, whichever goes first. Is basically going to put a stop to our work on this field today, and we'll have to pick it up tomorrow. I'm quite pleased in general with how it's gone, and we've made good progress, but we are really having to use both days with a lot of our stuff in order to actually get it to work and to get everything where we want it. Bring that round. I want to straighten it out a bit. That'll make it easier when we come to do the headland. But you can see the sun is fading. We are losing the light. I think our mulcher is still doing pretty well, so that should be complete fairly soon. Let's see where that is. So that's somewhere down the bottom end of field 32. So that looks like it's about halfway through the main body at this point. So that will probably have to continue on tomorrow as well. But that's fine, seeing as that field is just being prepared for a spring crop. This field, we're going to go on a bit longer. We're down to our last 10% capacity or 11% capacity of seeds. So I think those are going to run out first. We'll see where we end up. Our heating plant is once again empty, and I want to just grab a good pile of straw here. Go and place into it. 4 stacks. Or 4 bales. We've moved 4 bales before. Quite interesting that, yeah, we do have at least 1 floating bale over there, which we wondered if that was going to be the case. No, we have 2. So we'll bring this over here. Nudge those. That should make both of them full. And into a position where I can get all these 4 on top. If we can get these 4 on top, that would be great. Come on. Yep, there we are. Oh, and that's going to cause a messy pile. I'll have to come and clean that up in a bit. We are coming to the last of the seed in our tank, though. We're down to 26, 25, 24 litres. And I think we're not going to get an entire row done with that, with what we've got in there. We've only got 143 litres of the fertilizer left as well. So let's head back to the farm, and I think that is where we'll pick up just a little bit to finish off on this field tomorrow. For now, we'll leave this here, and all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.